I'd like to invite Dr David Adler from the Australian Jewish Association, who's going to make some pertinent points about the similarity of these Olympics to what we've had in history. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Zoe, and thank you for the opportunity to talk on this really important issue. And I see in front of me what looks like a prop. It looks like the podium that people would step up on when they win Olympic medals, and it is the people here today, in my view, that are deserving of the medals, not some sort of corrupt games. The reason I'm here is because the Jewish community has a history of persecution by big, powerful, totalitarian regimes. Back in ancient history, whether it was the Babylonians, the ancient Greeks, the ancient Romans, in modern history, of course, the Nazis. And so we have more experience of this than anyone else. And there are some important lessons. The most important lesson in the modern history with the persecution of the Nazis, which was called the Holocaust, for the whole international community, not just for the Jewish community, was called never again. Have you heard that expression, never again? It means that when a people are persecuted because of their ethnic, their national or religious identities, we have to do everything we can to intervene to stop it. Now, unfortunately today, we see that the lesson of never again has not been properly learnt by the international community. So we stand up with you. We call it out. We believe there's a moral imperative for freedom-loving people, for people who respect human rights, to stand up to support those that are being persecuted by the current totalitarian oppressive regime, which is the Chinese Communist Party. In that regard, we do reflect, as has been said previously, on the lessons of the 1936 Olympics, which were ruthlessly exploited by the Nazis, and we need to learn the history and not let that happen again. So I just want to conclude with a message of hope. There is a Jewish principle that there is a descent before an ascent, and we have been through it many times. But if you look at the history, every one of the major totalitarian oppressive regimes through history end up failing. There is no longer a Babylonian Empire or an ancient Greek Empire or a Roman Empire, and the Nazis do not have their Third Reich. Truth and humanity eventually prevails. So that is my wish for you, that we will stand with you, we will call it out, we will give you the moral support, we will draw on our history, on our lessons, on making the comparison, on reminding the world that never again means doing something, and all I can do is wish you the very best and know that you have friends and allies. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that message.